It's not going to be 10 minutes, but yeah. This would have been a whole stream of comments, and I didn't want to do that because, yeah. Um, thing is they could easily pay that. I mean, when I was working there, when COVID was really strong and everything, because I needed to pay bills. I needed to pay rent. I was paying, at the time, it was basically $600 for a room about this size. Because I couldn't get any other place that was within distance that I would be able to get to work on time. Okay? Landlord wasn't even local. And I will go into that whole horror story later. Focusing again on Amazon. He won't, Amazon will not pay their, workers that are doing the hard work anywhere close to minimum wage, because they only hire you for 3 months and then they fire you. And the reason for that is so that they don't have to sit there and pay health care. Yeah. The whole company is basically ideal and everything off slave labor. I mean, it's run. I have a feeling some sweatshops actually care more about their workers than Amazon does. When I was working there, yeah, we had 2 bathrooms for at least 100 employees. 2 male, 2 female bathrooms, opposite sides of the building. One bathroom sat there and overflowed. It took them a week to get maintenance or to get sewage guys or anything in there. So we had to smell that smell of, human feces for a fucking week. The week that I quit, the day before I quit, we had a huge snowstorm. I really could not get to work. It was too dangerous for me to walk to work, and it was only like 4 blocks. Okay? But I found out that the roof collapsed. They still required people to go ahead and show up to work in the building, and you could not wear your coats while on the floor because, it had pockets. You might slip something into your pockets. Yeah. It was a horror show when I was working there. I got a hernia working there, and of course I couldn't take the time off to go to a doctor to have it looked at because, they needed the body to go ahead and fill the boxes. I was lifting boxes on my own that were about 150 pounds. They wouldn't let you sit there and get somebody else to, or you were supposed to get somebody else to help you. But you know how often you'd have to wait and then you'd get docked because, you're not hitting that damn button enough times to go ahead and fulfill their orders. Yeah, I will never work for a company like Amazon again. If I go into shipping or anything, I will go UPS, which I have worked for before, but I will not work that person anymore. UPS or USPS. I will not work for Amazon. I mean, he made how much money during COVID on the backs of people who were only working there because they needed the fucking job. And he abused that fact. He knew that COVID was going on. You had to, I mean, seriously, you had to buy your own PPE. They would not supply it. And with what you were doing, I mean, my mask, I tore through 2 or 3 masks a day because I kept having to move it up because it was so dusty in the warehouse that it would slide down. And yeah, pushing it back up with the gloves would tear it. I had to supply my own hand sanitizer. It was actually costing me more money working there than my paychecks. On top of me sitting there having to go ahead and pay rent, I was lucky if I had enough for rent and the PPE. There were times where I was sitting there eating 1 meal a day because I could not afford to go ahead and buy more groceries. Yeah. So, I don't shop at Amazon. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby for another reason. And I have a list of stores that I will not shop at because I do not agree with the practices that they sit there and use. Not for the CEOs, but for the workers. If they treat the workers like shit, I will not be a patron of that facility or that company or anything, because I will not be spending money on a company that sits there and abuses their staff.